Welcome to Student Spotlight, a Zoom series that showcases the achievements of students from San Leandro Adult and Career Education Center. These are their stories.
I currently go there now, and I've actually been going since I retired. At the job I had IT and I had a lot of young techie people to work with. So any questions I had involving technology, I could ask them. But when I retired, I kind of got cut off from that resource. So I searched around quite a while to find a computer hookup. And I had some really bad experiences. People who just threw a book in front of you and told you to do pages 1 through 10. And, I was just lost and demeaning. So I did see in maybe one of the senior magazines or advertised that there was a 1 week computer class. So I think it was like $10. And that was Mr. Washington. And so it was at the San Leandro Adult, the senior building on East 14. And I went there for a week. I learned more of that week with him than I had in the 3 frustrating months that I had with another instructor. The 5+ class has been extremely helpful for me in so many ways, not just technically. It's been great. Well, what I found basically is that you could come into that class literally not even knowing how to turn a computer on. And Mr. Washington was very patient, and he never made you feel like you weren't at the level to come in and take classes from him. And also found that there were people at all levels, and they were very accommodating for newcomers and newbies when it came down to technology. And so that was a nice, smooth way to, start. And so he taught us the basics. What Microsoft was. He taught us about Google. And at that time, many of the people in there who had other classes who were actually more advanced, they had never had Google either. So a lot of us were learning at the same time. And so we went step by step and began to share how to do Zoom, how to work it, the technical issues. And like I said, there were people in there all different levels, and nobody was felt made to feel like you were less than, but actually you were inspired because everybody knew something that nobody else knew. So it not only dealt with my computer, but it took me out into the real world. My classes took me into how to work my cell phone. I have an iPhone. Issues with that. They taught us how to deal with scams. They taught us how to be safe on using our phones and computers as well. And also in there, I ended up having a social connection that I thought was amazing. The social aspect of it, there were a lot of people who were now stranded at home. They were lonely. So people got to share personal experience as well. They might talk about their grandchildren, or they might have some illness. Somebody might give them a home remedy. It was just an amazing environment to be in. But what it empowered me is that there was nothing that I couldn't attack. I would learn how to go look up things. I learned about YouTube. I learned how to use Siri. I learned how to use Google to ask questions. And if I was having issues, then I had classmates as well as Mr. Washington, and he would always say, I don't know everything. So all of us were learning at the same time. So my experience has been really great. And even when I go outside my home, other events I'm at, or social events or church events, or meeting back with some of the people I work with, they're amazed of the technical knowledge that I've learned. Because most people think when you retire, you just kind of go sit at home, get the controls, and just kind of mentally and physically die off. Well, this computer class has been just a blessing for me. It really has. And so that's kind of a ballpark collection of my experiences with this program. If you talk to a group of people who really didn't even know each other, but all had taken classes with Mr. Washington, one of the biggest attributes they will give him is his unbelievable patience. He has the patience of Job, if you know anything about Job. There is no question that is stupid. There's no question that is ignorant. He never belittles you. He is willing to take you through step by step by step. And he literally does start from scratch. And he also invites the other people in the class who have a little more knowledge to actually help him and help the students as well. And he said what he doesn't know, he's willing to go and do the research on to find out to bring the answer back. And he allows people who have discovered something, because when we start doing projects, whether we're doing Word projects or Excel or PowerPoint, in the process, people have questions. And so when you brought the questions, because he would start off, anybody have any challenges? He always told us to use the word challenge, not problems. Anybody have any challenge? And so you felt free to ask. And then if the explanation wasn't something you could just hear, he said, start, share. And in the process of sharing, other people would say, I have a solution for your issue, or I can help you with this, or I tried that. And so he opens the door for other people to help other people. So he empowers the whole class. And we've had people who literally were brand new, but in the process of doing projects, they would discover something that even the seasoned people had never seen or done before. So it was like everybody feeding each other. So he always opened that door to be open for everybody to learn from everybody. It's been helpful because as a senior, especially, we didn't grow up with technical skills. They didn't have classes, like they, have today. So many of us really, really were out there and stressed out. So what I've learned in this class is it has lessened my stress level, and empowered me. I try to be humble, but it's made me kind of stick my chest out, because when I go somewhere or call up for some technical information, like I'm having issues with my printer or having issues with my phone or whatever, and the person on the other end is saying, you need to download this, and they're amazed that I understand the language. And he talks about that all the time. He says vocabulary is key. So I've learned the language, and so I am not push back, because sometimes when you talk to technical people on the phone, if they think that you're older or they know by your records you're older, they'll tell you to go get somebody else. And I've learned to be very bold and says, no, I'm going to learn this. And I also have learned I don't let people take over my device when I have something I need to know. They want to take, and I go, no, you tell me. So what it's taught me is to be aggressive myself in learning, and I never feel like it's something I can't learn, because I've learned all the resources to go to. And if I can't find it myself, I know that I can go to some technical person. I know the next level to go to. So I don't sit back in the corner and stick my thumb in my mouth and says I can't do it. So it's taken away a lot of the stress in my life as a senior person. And I've gotten to the point where I can help people who are not seniors, because we're learning that much in class. I don't know how long this class will last, but it has been the greatest blessing since I retired. I take computer classes, I take exercise classes, I have Bible classes, I take a lot of classes. All of them have a very special value to me in my life. And occasionally we've actually had a get together outside of our computer environment, which has been real special, to actually meet the people that you've been looking at on a screen for 2 or 3 years. So I would highly recommend. In fact, every time I meet somebody, they want to know how is my retirement. I'll tell them what I'm doing, and they're in awe about my computer class, because I talk about it all the time. I've gotten so many people to even join the class because they say, I need to know. And I go, if you're willing to put in the time and be patient, that's a great environment to be in for learning and for support.